What is the definition of a musical instrument? Well, let's run through it real quick. An instrument produces sound. An instrument can be controlled by its musician in terms of what tone it plays. An instrument can be modified in various ways to produce other forms of sound, depending on the instrument, of course. An instrument creates music. There are several forms of instruments out there that produce sounds of beauty and cause us to feel and think. They may make high noises, low noises, percussive noises. Some instruments are a little deeper, though, and require some additional thought when it comes to unlocking their true power. In fact, there are instances where, when you combine two instruments, you get a completely new instrument altogether by merely the combination of the two. This may sound cryptic, and indeed it is at the moment, but there's a point, so bear with me. In the 70s and 80s, devices came around that seriously augmented standard instruments. One might say that this was a renaissance period for instruments in a way that like we've never seen before. In fact, most of the innovations created during those decades are still being reproduced to match what was done back then. With so many innovations during this time, certain artists began heatedly using the emerging technology and discovering that the instruments they'd been playing all along had suddenly become entirely different instruments altogether when augmented by these emerging devices. One such device effect was digital delay, otherwise known as echo. With the ability to adjust the rate or how fast the echo was repeating itself, many musicians found that they could use such an effect in a variety of ways. One such way was the ability to play between the echoed repetitions in such a way that made them sound like they were playing twice the amount of notes. Think of the Edge from U2. And don't get me wrong, the Edge was already a superb guitarist, but through the use of delay, he brought to the forefront of music a completely different instrument altogether, a delayed guitar. And he wasn't the first or the only one. He's just one of the more famous to do this. Similarly, bands like the Cocteau Twins used digital delay much more expansively, making their guitar tracks sound like something entirely different than guitar. The delay actually became the instrument. In a recent update by Propellerheads, one such digital delay has come into the already massive list of effects found in Reason that more than adequately emulates the instrument effect that made the musicians I mentioned above, and even a few more musician styles in the process. The Echo, aptly named by the brilliant minds in Sweden, also combines other styles of delay that have been made famous in other forms of music as well. The tape echo sound used on many of the old ska and dub tracks can be easily recreated with the echo as well. And if you combine the way I mentioned above, you can come up with instruments and effects that will not only chill the bone but make the heart sing. It's as beautiful as it is sinister, and in this series we're going to learn how to really make use of the echo. This series intends to not only show you how to push your echo devices, but also mainstay techniques for delay echo and ways to combine the echoing devices like the combinator to make something altogether different. And rest assured, as I say this into the microphone, I will be showing you how to use this device as an instrument just as much as an effect. Propellerheads have designed this device to act almost as both. Okay, so now that you've got a bit of history and an idea as to what we're doing, let's start exploring the echo.